guys, and welcome to episode 4 of my Saur-Mogila playthrough series. So, we've now come to turn 2 of, I believe, 7 of the Saur-Mogila campaign. And while episode 1 and 2 showcased us getting absolutely whooped, episode 3 showed that actually there is some hope, and we managed to do pretty decent ratio of our losses to the enemy losses. And we actually inflicted quite a few casualties on the enemy on this eastern flank here. Or at least, I'm not sure if it's the eastern side, but the right flank here. So yeah, now that we're in turn 2, we can obviously do everything we want to again with our troops. And we can see that up here, we've got the 306 infantry divisions first. I'm not sure what TR means, I'm not sure if that's tank regiment company, second platoon, I don't know. But we definitely got the infantry platoon that we had, I believe, from episode 2, where we were on the outskirts on the left flank here of Saur-Mogila. And I definitely know that these martyrs here, the 4 martyrs, are the same martyrs from episode 2. The martyr from episode 1 and all the infantry units from episode 1, I believe, are still completely routed. If we come down here, we can see that the anti-tank battalion here, completely routed. Maybe, well, these are some of the infantry used in episode 3. We can see they took some casualties here. That's why they're red. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think these are the defeated, routed. These are the ones that were in episode 1. So yeah, they're all completely gone. But having those martyrs back is useful. But I'm keeping them back, because we can see here, this is actually the top of a hill. Compared to down here, you can see here the 235. Oh, I can't remember my geography lessons, but I can't remember what these are called. But this is definitely the bigger the number, the higher the hill. And we can see the lines getting closer and closer together as it goes up the hill. Whereas down here, 174. So I do want to keep my martyrs up the hill to engage any T-34s that are down the hill, and I also want to keep them to last. I don't want to charge them straight into the battle line. Same with these anti-tanks here, which I believe are the ones from episode 1, where we can see we've only got 1 weapon left. But they're still alive, and that one gun could, if I positioned it well, could take out several tanks actually, so still valuable. So I put them on defense. Martyrs, I'm going to put them on defense, not because I particularly want them to be entrenched. Well, obviously entrenchment's great, but it's like I just don't really have anywhere to move them, so I'm going to keep them where they are. And then these infantry are the same. I'm going to keep them back here on entrenchment. And actually, guys, it's going to be a bit boring, but I'm going to put every single unit on entrenchment. You can see we've used up all the green little zones to move into. We have nowhere to move. Saying that, what I am going to do is move them backwards. So I'm going to march them away and replace them with some new infantry. The 5th Company, 1st Platoon of the 514. I assume that's infantry regiment, IR. So they are now available from the reserves. So I want to push them onto the front line. These repair units are absolutely useless, but I'm debating if I have to spend a turn moving them, not going to be able to entrench, whereas if I can entrench them, they might get a little bit of entrenchment done, so that also some foxholes made. And then also, because the game obviously is a little bit lenient on you, when we deploy on the battlefield, even though they start on the operational map, they're here. On the battlefield map, they will be more upwards. So that way I can actually just switch their position when we actually hit the tactical phase. So that's all fine. Just swap these ones out. Yeah, everything else, I'm just going to keep... No, I don't want them to march, sorry. I'll keep everything else on entrenchment. Again, very, very boring, but I really don't feel like we can take Saur-Mogila right now. And I'm expecting, because the enemy's not very entrenched, they're going to push on us with their KV-1, so I want to let them sort of roll further forward, and then I can try and neutralise them. Saying that, though, I actually am going to pull back. Yeah, because these composite units are just absolutely useless, so I'm going to march them away. I'm going to advance these guys. I'm not sure actually if advancing means they'll get there in time. And then I'm going to advance my anti-tank guns, because if they attack with their KV-1s here, I think it might just include these anti-tank guns, but they're not going to be included up here, if that makes any sense. So I want to try and move them a little bit further into position. And actually, I didn't even notice these units here. The anti-tank company self-propelled guns. I'm not sure what they are, because martyrs are an anti-tank, armoured anti-tank, whereas these are armoured self-propelled guns. I'm not sure how we actually check actually what the unit... I'm not that good at. I'm not that advanced at Graviteam tactics to actually check what this unit is without just knowing them from the battlefield. But anyway, that's enough yapping on. I'm going to move all my troops on, like I've said. And then I feel like I'm actually going to march them over there. I feel like we'll just have to wait and see what the enemy does. I reckon they're going to have another attack on our right flank. And I reckon they're going to actually try and push us out fully of Saur-Mogila, as we can see we're just on the outskirts here. But that's why entrenching is important. If they don't attack us and they start to entrench, then what I'll do is try and push on... I don't want to lose my entrenchment, so I'll try and push on a side where I can keep some of my troops entrenched. But we'll have to see. So, let's go. So, we can see a major battle. What was previously split up into 2 separate battles of Saur-Mogila and then the left flank has been one massive battle this time with, I can't even count, that would be, what, 9 enemy infantry platoons against, well, we have a pretty weakened front here because 2 of our units are just supply units. A third is just a repair platoon, and then these are 2 commanders. So we do have our AI controlled, wow, that's a lot of guns. I'm assuming they're not very big guns, but even still, that's, what, about 7 or 8 anti-tank guns. We've also got a small infantry platoon there, infantry platoon here. The engineer platoon here is actually pretty decent, and we're entrenched. So, while it's going to be very, very difficult, it might not be a disaster because the heavy KV-1s are on this flank, which is obviously quite annoying that now we've got all our guns here, but they've got light anti-tank and infantry with some, I don't know what these are, I'm not sure if these are supposed to be like cavalry infantry or whatever. But yeah, so definitely not a disaster, but then this one could be a KV-1 unit here. So we'll have to wait and find out. So let's go into the battle. Okay guys, so I have set up all my troops, and actually, I know I said this while I was on the operational map, but while I'm here, it really does remind me how little troops we actually, like proper fighting troops we actually have. So I was surprised by the engineer platoon, because actually they've got a 7.5 centimeter, like sort of, I don't know what this is, it's not a mortar really, but it's not like a cannon, sort of half in between. But they've got this, and this is obviously going to be very, very good at dealing with clumps of infantry that are spotted. So we can see they've got, how many? 110 high explosive shells, so a lot of opportunity to deal with enemy. And then I've got my commander right next to them with a good sightline, but I'm going to keep him hidden and I'm going to hold fire. So he's got a good sightline of this attack territory, and there's obviously all our territory here, but the enemy might put a flank on or whatever. They might completely avoid this territory, in which case this unit here is not useless, but we'll just have to deal with any enemies that are just appearing over this hill, which obviously they can do, but they're not as effective. Then I've got up here my main commander, all hidden just behind this area, because I'm expecting these 2 buildings here to get absolutely shelled to oblivion by the off-the-map artillery that the Soviets have. So I've got my guys in the trenches just sort of behind it, which hopefully won't be hit by the artillery. And these guys have actually got pretty decent anti-tank capability, not against KV-1s, but then we've got any T-34s or light tanks. We've got their own 53K against them here, which I've positioned on this side so that it has a view of any opposing infantry, because this also has 110, as we can see here, 110 high explosive rounds. So any infantry coming from this side can then be engaged from a distance where they're quite safe. And then I've also got a small little 2.8 centimeter anti-tank rifle here. Again, very, very close. So you might think, well, what's the point of having it? But it's not going to do any damage to any infantry. And I don't want it just sat up front so maybe it can get shelled by mortars or whatever. So back here, it's hidden. And if the enemy does roll any tanks forward, then we've at least got something that's 100 meters out, can be hidden in the brush and do a bit of damage. Then up here, I've just got my infantry. Infantry set up. Again, very, very close quarters. But if we push them too far up ahead here, you can see the only view they've really got is that really, really far distance, where I think the enemy will have a lot of artillery, so they'll just blow us to smithereens. And if we push even further forward, well, yes, we can engage them coming up the hill. We're even more exposed, and this infantry platoon will be annihilated. So I think back here, it gives us some cover from all the foliage around. We've still got a decent distance where we can engage an enemy coming over this hill. If any tanks roll forward, then we can actually start to reposition our 50K and our anti-tank rifle to maybe try and get some flank shots on that. But also, by pulling all the way back, we can now see that while we have a large area to cover, because we probably, the enemy's probably got double our numbers, we're now covering a much smaller area. Just to talk about some of the last things. My dug-in blitzes here are obviously useless against any enemy infantry, because these are just, supply troops. But actually, these are better supply troops than the troops that I had in episode 3. So actually, them dug in all the way back here isn't terrible. If any enemies come over this hill, you can at least get some rifle shots off them. But I don't think they have any MGs. But again, decent amount of infantry there. And then I also got these guys here hidden in the forest, but they're not dug in, so not too fussed about them. And then finally, we do actually have one Marder. Just one Marder. It's pretty damaged. It's got sight problems and chassis problems. So I'm not sure if it can drive or not. It does say immobilized, so I assume not. So I positioned it here where it has a view of this opposing hillside, and so the high explosive shells, which I assume it has at least some left. It's actually got 10. So it's pretty low on ammo. But if any enemies are appearing over there, you can at least use this MG because it's probably got a little bit more MG ammo. We can see here. I see the pistol ammo and then the MP38 ammo, but oh, sorry, it's above, isn't it? 7.92mm. So it's got 300 rounds. Well, actually, very little ammo is left as well, actually. So let's put conserve ammo on. But that's at least providing us with a little bit of sight, and it's entrenched as well. So finally, the two sort of units, the supply units, well, actually depot units, what they're called. They've been set as arrive. So once they're in, I want to immediately send them, drive them back up here, and then hide them in the forest because these guys are going to be absolutely useless. These are the units that we had in our episode. Not the same units, but the same type of units. They've got a pistol and a MP38. These guys are pretty trash. The morale breaks instantly, so let's get them up here in the forest. Yeah, apart from that, we've got our AI troops who for some reason are just terrible placement all the way up here, not facing the right way, completely spread out. I'm not sure what they're doing with all these anti-tank units, like right on the border here, with an MG42 that's facing the wrong way, and like absolutely useless. So I think what I'm going to do in the next playthrough of this game, not this mission, but any other campaign I do, I'm going to make it so all the AI troops are controlled by me, just so I can at least not be at such a disadvantage where their placement is just awful. Because yeah, the guns are all facing the wrong way, and actually they've got some nice cannons here. We're looking here, they've got MP38, sorry, Pack 38s. They're just all facing the wrong way and just like completely overextended, just terrible placement. But yeah, we'll have to live. At least we've got them compared to nothing. Anyway, let's get into the actual battle. So before the battle has actually started, I've set up my initial orders. I've told my supply troops here to jump into their blitz and then make their way into this foliage here. They should have set up here. They've got MP38s. If any enemy roll on through, they can obviously light them up. And then I've told these guys back here to drive by road all the way up here into this forest where I can then set them up and hide them. So they're my initial orders. Everyone else is on hold fire just until we can get a picture of where the enemy actually is. So actually, already they've lit up some flares. So, and from over here actually, so on this flank where I wasn't sure if they'd actually flank around or just all stick through here, they might go around that flank then. In which case these infantry will be in an advantageous position. We can see here our trucks are making their way up to my movement orders at the top of the hill. I've got them on concealment mode or active caution mode so that they don't put their headlights on, because obviously I don't want them to give away their position, because while there shouldn't be an enemy right here right now, they might have not made their way fully up, get exposed by some MG team or maybe even like anti-tank team and then just get lit up, whereas here with their lights off, they're obviously very, very big objects. They will get spotted quickly, but it might just conceal them for a little bit longer so they can get to safety. Apart from that, we've already located as well tanks, and I was hoping there would be no tanks in this battle because of KV-1s not being in the battle, but we can actually see here, yeah, they look to be KV-1s that are rolling in now, so, ooh, this is going to be, we can obviously, the artillery started to hit us, so I want to make sure these troops, yep, they've all got active caution on, so they should be just, down in their foxholes, in their trenches, and they should be okay. But these KV-1s, I'm hoping they'll just roll on through, not really be able to get much shots off because my guys are hopefully all quite concealed. And then my little guns here, like this little gun here, and the bigger, more cannon type gun here, the 53K, can do some damage. But we know from episode 3, if you've watched episode 3, that our anti-tank rifles were absolutely abysmal against the KV-1s, as to be expected, but even 200 meters out, 250 meters out with a flank shot, they were just doing absolutely nothing. But maybe from 100 meters out with a flank shot, we can do some damage. So, we've decided to take some mortar here. No casualties, so I'm assuming that it was just mortar directed because it's close to where we're set up. But as I've been showcasing here, oh wow, now we've just seen a whole platoon of infantry that have just been revealed. But they are making a giant push on this flank, and I think I need to engage, but I'm very worried about those KV-1s. Oh, this is where I'm going to pause it just for a second so I can have a little think. Because the KV-1s are always going to be a problem. If I don't engage because I don't want to engage with the KV-1s, because yes, if I engage right now, that reveals our position, which means the KV-1s will strike and they can hit us with HE shells, but we're entrenched, so we've got that advantage. If I don't engage though, all that's going to happen is the KV-1s are going to get closer, and more importantly, the infantry, who we've now got a very good sightline on and no cover, will be even closer. So it's just the best of two evils. We have to deal with the KV-1. We have to deal with it. We can't just, oh, we can't engage never because we've got KV-1. We have to engage with the enemy or retreat. There's no point. So I feel it's best if we engage now when we've got the enemy caught off guard and revealed. What I am thinking though is now this KV-1 is going to, if he keeps driving down this road, get into a position where it's actually in visibility of our 53k. Obviously, this far out, it's probably what, about 800 meters? Oh, wow, 1,000 meters. 1,200 meters actually. We're not going to do a single bit of damage, not even dent it. But we are now going to have that KV-1 hopefully roll up here. Might be taken out. So I am going to engage with just these troops though, not my main command troops yet, but these troops, because I want to light these guys up. And I'm hoping that if we have a look, wrong one, I'm hoping that if we have a look here, our commander has view. He does of some of the troops, because he does have view of some of the troops. It means our LG or LI, should I even say it? I just call it the LG. That can actually open up as well. So let's set these guys off active caution. Let's put them on fire at will, and let's see how we go. There we go, we can see that LG opening up on the enemy. We've got our MG, I assume 34s, opening up on these approaching infantry, and they've all hit the deck. So we actually have lost visual on them, but our troops, well, we can see some actually there. Our troops know they're here, so they are going to continue to engage. And actually, these KV-1s haven't even bothered. They haven't even turned their turrets to pay attention. They have closed their hatches though. We can see over here, our AI friends have engaged with the enemy in very, very close quarters. I can't to let them to check. We're probably about 100 meters. They've engaged with the enemy. Oh, is that our KV-1? Oh, sorry, their KV-1. Yeah, the KV-1 has engaged. But the LG is engaging with them, and we are getting some shots off on their infantry. So I'm hoping we can actually kill a few of their infantry before they managed to flee. Really suppress them a bit. And I think this was the best decision we could have made, because again, I hope they haven't actually spotted my troops here, because they are shelling quite close to them. I don't know how they would have spotted them though. But anyway, yeah, we've engaged with the enemy there. The enemy have started to move back a bit, and I'm worried we would have lost sight of them now to get our LG to engage. But we are not doing too bad. And our MG-34s are opening up on them. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And we've at least kept the enemy at bay. We can see the enemy infantry's attack from this side has obviously been faltered, but they've simply just made a quick escape into the foliage and this like a little ditch here. We are hitting them with some LG shots, and we can see here, well, I thought it was a dead guy there, but we can see here we actually have peppered them a little bit, but I don't think they've taken really any casualties. We've simply just made them come into this foliage here, and I assume they'll either wait their way up here and engage us here, or try and make their way through this little orchard here. On this flank though, major enemy infantry attack, and we can see all of these AI troops, which are extremely overextended, have all been caught off guard by a big attack from the enemy. But saying that, the enemy have also taken quite a lot of casualties, you can see, where they've just charged straight over this hill and been met with our troops. The AI's cannons up here have also engaged with these guys. My Marder hasn't done anything. I'm not sure if it's because of the sight, it says with the sights are just so damaged that it can't really see, or what, but it hasn't engaged. I'm not... what the hell is going on here? I'm not sure what is going on here, so let's just tell these guys to dismount, because I have no idea what they're doing. Told them to make defense over here, so I'm gonna get rid of all my guys out of the trucks. They're all just gonna dismount, and I'm just gonna hide them in the forest here. I'm not sure my guys are engaging there. No, they're not. But I told these guys to come onto fire at will. So if they see enemy infantry here, which you can see there's a lot of them, they can actually engage. I'm trying to think. Can any of my infantry here see them? I don't think they can. They might actually be able to. I'm going to tell just this unit to come off act of caution and to go on fire at will, because if they can see the enemy here while they're all exposed on that hillside, they can actually hopefully get some MG shots up on them. This side though, we've taken 3 casualties, so we actually have started to take some losses. I'm not sure where exactly. I saw one of my MG. Oh, all 3 casualties are in this in this one little trench, one little foxhole there. I'm not sure what that's about. Yes, we can see. So my guys here, I'm gonna put them on fire at will as well, so they can hopefully engage. Well, I'm gonna put all these guys on fire at will. Actually, now that the enemy have revealed themselves, if we can get any sort of rifle shots off on the enemy from a distance while they're exposed on this hillside, that might be worth it. We'll be getting peppered by a lot of mortar shots here, but that's just from this hill. They had a mortar set up. So yeah, the AI had MG42s at their disposal, and they decided to put them on that position there. Amazing job, AI, amazing job. Yeah, extremely overextended here, but hey, with all our cannons here, HE shots on these enemies will hopefully be quite good. But this is where the bulk of their attack is from. This section here. We can actually see we started to open up again with the enemy here, because for some reason they have actually stayed attacking us from where we've got good view over them. So they are actually getting some MG shots off and doing a little bit of damage. We can see now we're still only at 3 casualties, but our MGs are now lighting them up here. So they are taking some casualties on this side. The rest of the platoon has pushed up into this area, but they're getting hit by our LG. We can see which used up from 110 shells to now only has 81. So it's used up 30 something shells, but we're at least hitting them now. And their KV-1s have buggered off. I have no idea why, but the less time those KV-1s spend attacking our troops, the more advantage we have, because obviously that means that we're taking less casualties and off-putting more casualties onto the enemy. And that's what's happened here. If those KV-1s decided just to roll on forward up here to support these infantry, we wouldn't be able to do anything about them. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. We're now getting some good MG shots off on these attacking infantry here. Hopefully being able to finish them off, because we're entrenched, they're not. This side, the enemy's attack has halted, it feels like, because they've been peppered by so many anti-tank, or not anti-tank shells, but anti-tank guns firing the HE shells, that they've actually just, it's like it just stopped. So they've stopped there, but saying that our infantry, well, not my infantry, the AI's infantry here are all retreating, so they might start making their way over. But for the time being, not actually going too bad. I'm also tempted. Do we have any sights? No, we don't. We might have sights. I'm tempted to tell these guys to open fire, because if they spot any infantry on this side, I feel like I do want to engage with them. You can see here, look at these houses being blown to, not blown to smithereens, but they have actually been hit by a few shells. So that's why I don't like to place my infantry in defensive positions that are already on the map, because the AI just love to hammer them. But yeah, still a lot of attacking from this side, so hopefully we can nail them down. Okay, so bad news. Those KV-1s have rolled all the way round from back here, back where they started. So the enemy infantry attack has been pretty much halted. The only guy left I can see is this guy here with an MG. Saying that, he has killed a further 3 of our troops with his MG. And what's surprising, I did not know this was a feature in the game, but this was the original MG going to be killed over here. He came up to his body and actually picked up his MG and killed 3 of my guys. So fair play to him, taking the initiative on us, and he's beaten us by taking 3 of our guys out. But these KV-1s have appeared, so I'm putting all my guys on active caution just so they spend more time sitting in their trenches. Because again, nothing we can do about these KV-1s here. Literally nothing. In fact, if they roll on top of us, their sight is really, really poor. So I'll just have to click hold fire, and well, not hold fire, because I want my grenades to be thrown. But yeah, pretty poor. We can see here, enemy anti-tank gun. They must be enemy anti-tank guns, because they've got the horizontal line. Only they're anti-tank rifle troops, not anti-tank guns. But they're pushing up. They're going to become in range of my troops. Not in range, but in visual quite soon. And I'm hoping that because, again, they're just anti-tank riflemen, they'll get absolutely obliterated. Yeah, so let's let them push up, and then I'm going to light them up when the time's right. So we've got all of them on hold fire. These guys here, yeah, took 6 casualties in the end, but they did a lot of damage to the enemy infantry. And saying that, look at this. Those tanks are just rolling away. So I'm not sure what those KV-1s are doing. I don't know if those commanders have any brain cells, but hey, we'll leave it for them. Leave it for now. Let's see what these infantry do here. I don't want to get them too close though, because I'm worried that they'll have loads of grenades and just grenade my trenches. But they are just anti-tank squadrons, so they haven't got any PPSH submachine guns or anything like that. Yeah, let's see how it goes. So we have lost visual of these anti-tank riflemen because they've made their way into these ruins here. And again, they probably don't think we've got any troops here. So what I am going to do is set my guys to open fire. The reason is because I don't want the enemy to sneak up on us and they get the initiative and actually bombard us. I'd rather, when we make visual, to instantly engage with them. And we've got some good weapons here. We've got PPSHs, we've got MGs, whereas they seem to have rifles and anti-tank rifles, obviously pretty useless. And here we go. We've now engaged with them. Good one. I don't think I'm going to do too much with just anti-tank rifles. Yeah, there's some more casualties there. Let's hopefully finish them all off. Lit them up with a flare. Yeah, so that run from them has not been very effective. Yeah, they're engaging my infantry with anti-tank rifles. That's quite funny. So that's a pretty, well, I want to say it's a pretty big blow to them to lose a whole anti-tank platoon. But it isn't really, anti-tank rifle platoon, I should say, sorry. It isn't really, because you literally have not a single tank. And the Marders are so weak anyway that you could take them out with just grenades. So yeah, they're not the most useful infantry, but still good to have taken them out as they've made their push there. Just one guy left. One guy left. We haven't taken any casualties. We finish him off. Ooh, did he hit one of my guys? He did. I think he hit this guy, but he's not dead. He's just a bit shook and he's injured. I think he's finished. I think that this is him here finished. So that was a small little section of their anti-tank rifle platoon destroyed. And actually, this right flank, while yes, the AI lost all their infantry, the enemy on the hill being completely destroyed. They might have retreated, but you can see all this horrible brown-looking terrain where all the grass has been destroyed. It's all from our anti-tank guns and mortars. And yeah, they've lost a lot of infantry on all of these patches here where our mortars have lit them up. Well, not my mortars, but the AI's. And the MG troops from these sections over here have done a lot of damage as well. So far, this battle has gone very, very much in our favour. The only problem has been the KV-1s, but they haven't bothered to actually attack me. All the enemy enemy infantry that have come our way have actually just been wiped clean, and really, really badly wiped clean. We've taken 6 casualties here, but we didn't take any casualties here, and we took out six infantry. We haven't lost any men over here. So far we've lost 6 men, and we've probably taken out maybe 20, 25 enemy infantry. So yeah, really happy with that. Okay, so problem has struck. Those KV-1s have set up and have finally decided to engage with my infantry. We can see here they've got their turrets facing us, and they've started unleashing some HE shells. I've got my guys on active caution, so hopefully we won't take crazy amount of damage, but I'll have to wait and see. They're way too far away to engage with my troops here. But yeah, hopefully because we're entrenched, I've got active caution on, we will minimise the casualties that we will take from these KV-1s. We can see here a lot of fire. We've actually lost an extra person as well. But I'm going to tell these guys just to stay put, but they might decide to retreat. Okay, wow, I did not see this earlier. Our LG has been hit. It had half its ammo left. We still had 44 HE shells. So that has actually been hit. Only 2 crew killed, but the actual gun itself gone. What I'm thinking I could do is try and simply wheel it back to safety and hide it in this forest. But the KV-1, it's going to move so slowly. The KV-1 is going to light it up even further. But yeah, that is annoying that it's been here. We've lost that gun. I think the crew decided to not use it because it's just simply broken. So that's annoying. That's an LG gone. And that's why, guys, I'm starting to think of the mindset of use up all my ammo as a priority, even if I don't think I'm really going to get any hits off, because I'd rather have my thing use all its ammo and survive than trying to conserve ammo and like here. Not conserve ammo here, but conserve its ammo and then just get wiped out. Very, very annoying. But now the guys have come back into these foxholes, we should hopefully have more survivability from them because they're not just in this big open space. So while the gun's gone, the crew will hopefully survive. Okay, so out of nowhere, a massive bit of engagement there. We've had an infantry section that's emerged out from the orchards, like I said, how I thought earlier. They push up through the orchards and instantly obliterated. We can see we had about 7 men, and then already all like just I can't. Sorry, that's gonna be so by surprise. I was just scaling the battlefield and saw something disappear and instantly wiped out the troops. Have been sitting in their trenches, not doing very much, obviously taking shots from these KV-1s, and then bosh, they're all out, and we can see the last surviving guy, he's taking a hail of bullets, and he's probably about to drop dead very shortly, but all his friends are all gone. So, yeah, there we go, he's finished off. So we can see that the attack from the orchard is a major, major failure from them, because there's no cover. They've got my guys who've got a perfect view of them. Oh, saying it though, landing some shots there, but you can see we've got plenty of cover, and they don't have very much. I want to take out this MG gunner. It's always with the Soviets. That MG gunner has caused me so many problems, but there we go. He's been neutralized, but actually, I think he got a kill or two. Oh wow, no, major. Wow, we actually took out quite a few of our guys. We lost 3 men from his MG attack there, and we lost further guys. Okay, because we were at 8 lost. Now we've lost another 6, so we took out 3 there. We lost some of our commanders as well. Okay, so while we did take out all their section here, a lot of the guys there, probably at least about 8 or 9, they actually took out 6 of our guys from that attack. So, okay, not as successful as I thought, but they have all been neutralized. Whew, what a scary bit of engagement there. I'm not sure how well this will work out, but as I did in episode 1 where I retreated my pack gun, I'm retreating my little LG here. The reason is because the crew actually did decide to come back on it, and look at that. Direct shells right on where it was on those KV-1s. So I've decided that they're going to die anyway. They would have died all there. So if I can actually tell them to stop firing and actually piss off, I'm not sure why they're engaging. But I've told them to fast move back up there and hopefully just get them out of there. So we can keep this gun alive, because even though it's broken, I'm waiting for this KV-1 shots to hit them. But even though it's broken, it hopefully can be repaired. It's not like it's broken that it's literally just destroyed completely, all gone. It's just that some of the parts are broken. So I'm hoping that we can keep these 3 crew alive and we can get the gun safe if we retreat it backwards. But yeah, on this flank, including the LG, we've lost 14 men. That's a lot of guys. But with how much work that these guys have outputted, completely annihilating all the sections. Here we can see another casualty there, another casualty there. We can see all the casualties here. and then obviously all the casualties that were on this part of the battlefield. I'm very happy with how this squadron's done, this engineers platoon, very, very happy. We can also see here, we've taken a casualty, and the enemy is actually pushing up on us with an infantry platoon that is doing more damage. Like, oh, that's another casualty gone there. So that is not fun. We've got all this foliage in the way. It's actually playing against us by making it so the enemy can shoot at us, but we can't have all our guys engaged with them. But I'm hoping, I tell these guys to act with caution. I'm hoping that we can do some damage against these guys. But yeah, so this is another frontal attack that we're being faced with that we will have to deal with. You can see those Soviets have made a full-on frontal attack with loads of MG guns right on my troops here. I have no idea why my troops aren't engaging with them, well, these troops aren't engaged with them, because they're directly in front of them, they can see them. But they have, yeah, fully frontal attacked, and they've, yeah, not been very good for them. We've lost, so far, 3 men, and I can already see 3 casualties dotted about, plus all the extra casualties that we took out from over here. So, yeah, not successful on their side. You can see they have a dead guy here. This MG gunner, he's right in view of them. He should get a shot any moment from our troops up here. So yeah, not good on their side. And their MGs, well, obviously, MGs are powerful anywhere. They've not been, we can see he's about to get absolutely lit up. But they're not good as push you get, obviously. So this guy should get neutralized any moment. But yeah, that's their full attack done. Oh, now he's stood up. Now it's going to be worse for him. But okay, no, he's managed to make it out okay. So that's that frontal attack dealt with already with only minimal casualties on our side. So I also wanted to report in the fact that my lovely little LG here survived. So I was 100% right. In fact, I actually saved it. As you saw earlier from the clip, we saw that the LG actually did take a direct shot in its where it was entrenched. It took a direct shot just as I moved it out. So we actually saved it, and now it's safe here. It's not in vision of any enemy units, so it's got no risk of being destroyed. So now, yes, it's broken, and I don't know if it will be repaired in a turn. I don't know, but we've at least kept the 3 crew left alive and the gun in semi-working condition. So guys, after the enemy section here got completely destroyed, the enemy did offer me a ceasefire, and we can see the remnants of their troops are their KV-1s here, which have just done nothing. I'm very, very fortunate those KV-1s never advanced, and I'm assuming on their side it's because they could have advanced, but they weren't aware of what anti-tank capability we had. And to be honest, if they had advanced here, they probably would have killed a lot more of my troops, but they might have actually lost their KV-1s because we look here, those KV-1s would have come over the hill and instantly been hit with a 53k within probably, what, 100 meters? So they might have actually been taken out. I'm not sure. But they've grabbed them back, and the infantry that have attacked have all been neutralized. So all that's left are the remnants that are being dealt with by my troops here, or the AI troops here. So I'm actually going to accept their ceasefire. We just seem to be expending a lot of ammo to not really get any damage off. And the enemy doesn't seem to be making any more pushes. So I'm going to accept the ceasefire, and we shall see the results. So I'm not 100% sure if this incorporates... Yeah, I'm about to say I'm not 100% sure if this incorporates my men only, or if it incorporates the AI. And it definitely incorporates the AI, because I checked, I lost 18 men. Whereas the AI have lost 50 men, and that reasoning is because they had all those infantry that were extremely pushed up and all got killed, but they also had a lot of those anti-tank guns get hit with a lot of mortar shells throughout the battle. So I think they lost 2 anti-tank guns there, or 3 anti-tank guns there, and a lot of the crew. So yes, this looks bad. We lost more men than the enemy. Yes, again, I know that those AI are a part of my troops. So yes, we did take more casualties than we dealt, but I only lost 18 men, and we held our side quite well. So yeah, it was a break-even battle, I'll call it that. We lost 7 vehicles. A lot of them were blitzes that just got immobilized, but we also lost one of those pack guns. The enemy only lost 2, and that was like one of their LG equivalents. I'm not sure what the Russian one is called, and I think they also lost an anti-tank gun. Lost that. We can see, yeah, infantry command, but the AI lost all their spotters, scouts, 2 of their heavy weapons actually, 1 of their guns, and then yeah, some troops. So yeah, while it wasn't a critical success at all, I'd say it was pretty decent because we didn't lose any ground. We dealt a lot of infantry casualties on the enemy. We're taking minimal casualties on our side. Well, not minimal. We took less than they did. Just including my men. Sorry, yeah, I keep getting confused. So yeah, it was an alright battle. Definitely not as catastrophic as episode 1 or 2. Not as successful as episode 3. But yeah, I'm happy with that one. We've held our ground, and now that we've held our ground, we can get even more entrenchment done and hopefully bring some of those forward troops. So, thanks a lot for watching episode 4, and I'll see you in the next episode. See you guys.